Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to our first episode of Commonology with your host, Mr. Buck, aka Buckshot. Now, most of the people know me as Buckshot from Duck Down, or Buckshot from Black Moon, Smith and Wesson, Helter Skelter, Boot Camp Click, um, OGCs, the whole Duck Down movement, and I'm actually glad to be here and be in your presence because so many people ask me a lot of questions and I don't get a chance to answer them in a mass form. Meaning, lots of times people come up to me and they ask me questions and I'm a talker, right? So I get it. I'll start talking your ear off, right? So if you have a question that is relative to how can you turn your, or as I call it, turn your talent into treasure, this is the time to hit me up because now, especially in this day and time, this is what's relevant. Today there's a lot of people that are taking more control of their own lives individually, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys really feel like I can do that. I just don't have the ability to actually make it happen because people like myself and others that I've actually learned from, Dwight York, Tay Lopez, um, Jack Ma. These are all people that some of you guys are like, who the hell is he talking about? But I'm talking about people who were influential to me when it came down to business, because these people that were influential actually taught me the basics of business. And because they taught me the basics of business, once I learned that everything is kind of common sense, which is the reason why this is our first episode of Common Knowledge. Because first, let me start by saying common sense is the one sense that we all have in common, but most commonly not use. All right, so that's a statement that I use because a term that I use for people that don't really understand how common knowledge is in all of us, you know, and sometimes we take things way too deep, so we don't really get a chance to get the bottom line, and with that, everything else goes out the door. So, so right now, I want to turn talent into treasure for most of you guys out there, and we're going to talk about smart investments right now. That's the first topic we're going to talk about, smart investments. And smart investments don't necessarily only mean business. Um, Smart investments can also mean your time and your energy. Think about it. When you wake up in the daytime, right, and you get up and you feel energetic or you feel revived, probably had a headache last night, um, didn't feel good, and you woke up and you felt better, right? And then as you start your day and you start to be around people who give different energies and stuff like that, it'll change your mood, it'll change your energy, it'll change everything around you, right? So sometimes if you was to make a better choice and say, let me let me just take that same time to meditate to myself. Let me take that same time just to relax, just breathe, just inhale and exhale just for a little bit. Because if you notice, um, very few I would call friends or acquaintance, whatever you want to call them, very few actually rush in the house with some positive information, right? Very few, very few come in and go, Lisa, hold on. I just found out how we can take business to the next level. Or Lisa, or Karen, hold on. I just found out how we can actually make our own software company. Right? Very few people do that. 9 times out of 10, they bust in and go, Lisa, did you hear about such and such that got her butt kicked last night? Or or Karen, did you hear about the person who got shot or stabbed on such and such avenue? So right there to tell you that if you invest your time and your energy into negative things, then your what? Your reward will be negative. right? Because anytime you invest your time and energy into something, there's a reward, and if that reward is negative or it's positive, it doesn't matter. It's still gonna have a reward, right, or an outcome. So, right now we're gonna talk about some smart investments um, when it comes to business. Smart investments when it comes to business is simply knowing what your talent is. Right? You got to know what your talent is. How many guys out there actually know their talent? Right? You might be good at some things, but what? How do you know what your talent is? Right? And some of y'all might say, well, how do I know what my talent is? How do I know what that is in order to know what that is? Right? Well, talent is something that, whether you like it or not, you're going to be good at. Whether you like it or not, it's something that's programmed into your system, something that's hardwired into your system, and that will multiply if you keep your eye on it. Hardwired, like sometimes our fathers or our mothers might have been a singer, right? So the child will come out loving music or wanting to get into music. So, or a person may say, well, my father and my mother was not into singing at all. So why do I want to get into singing? Right? But that's a long list. DNA travels so far back. And the code doesn't have to come from your mother or your father. Could have came from your grandmother. Could have came from your grand uncle. So the point is, we are a reflection of what our forefathers put into us with our own individual uh, lifespan, right? With that, if you look at what you're good at and be like, no way, like it doesn't matter what I try to do, people always tell me you're good at that. And that most likely is your talent. Now you can taint your talent. You can say, you know what, I don't care about that. I just want to sit around all day and make funny comments on the internet and just, you know, everybody that says something positive, I want to be the one guy who says something negative and stupid, right? That I need that just so I can laugh and make myself feel good. Hey, then you might have a talent to be an asshole, right? You need to, make some money off that. But seriously, a talent definitely, it's something that people have to keep their eye on when it comes to other people that are giving them comments about that particular, whatever it is. And take that and bring it to people, bring it to mentors, bring it to influential people, bring it to people that have um, their own level of what they're doing as well, right? That's relative to it. So, and again, this is so beautiful because this is our first episode ever, and I'm gonna be with you guys for a little bit. And one of the things that people know about me, like my talent, I have a talent to talk, right? So I'll talk your ear off all night, all day. I got people that beg me to stop. There's certain people who they'll say something like they'll be like, wait, damn, where's my thing at? Man, I can't find. Buck, let me call you right back. um, so I understand that I got a talent to talk, but I turned that talent into me making music, me being an MC, um, me being able to cure, well, to give certain people therapy. I don't want to say the word cure, but to give certain people therapy, and that allows me to grow. And that actually is the reason why I was influenced to do what we're doing now. Of course, I'm gonna be all over the place. I don't even know. This is our first episode, okay? So there's gonna be a lot of things that will get on point. So I will look forward to some of y'all comments later, okay? Talking about what I did and what I didn't do and what I could have did and should have did. And what you should have did was have your butt right next to me on this couch, so we could have wasted. All right. Um, but now getting back into the point of turning talent into treasure. So once you found your talent, once you know exactly what it is that you feel you want to move forward with, then it becomes a case of finding other people that are interested in the same thing. It will not happen without that. It just won't. Like I wish I could sit there and tell you that. And I don't. Sometimes people misunderstand that. It could be none of your friends and your moms, none of your friends and your pops, right? Or none of your friends and somebody. There will be somebody that's there to help you out, give you that confidence. Somebody that you may think about that again, but it's gonna be somebody because every left arm needs a right and every right arm needs a left, and that's the balance of life. When you have balance, you can make anything and everything happen, right? So um, once you say, I want to be around the people that give me that type of influence, now you can sit with that person and say, here's the ideas that I have, and what are some of the things you think about. Next thing you know what happens after that? Y'all start hanging out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then so forth and so forth. And then after that, normally people become either best friends or they become business friends and partners. But it's always good to have somebody that really rocks with you. You know what I'm saying? In order to give you that boost and to make y'all thing happen. So yeah, I want y'all to know that because a lot of you probably feel like, man, I don't want nobody. I don't care. That is the fire you need. Yes, you need that. You need that. I don't give a damn about the world. Ain't nobody. Man, it's just me. You damn right it's just you. You damn right it's just you. Because first of all, who came out your moms? Was it you and your friend Rara? No, it was just you. And because of that, life's roadmap depends on what you draw. All right? So when it comes to being able to say, all right, if I'm in an area where all of the people think like me and they move like me, then we start to have a community, right? If I move into another area where people think like me, they move like me, blah, 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 it becomes a community. So what is the word community? Community is a common unity, right? A common unity. Everybody around us, we have the same common unity. One thing that brings us together, right? And whatever that common unity is, whether it be talent, music, business, all these different things together, that's what brings greatness. And that's why if you have the opposite of that, it brings what? Stress. Because now you don't know where to go or what to do or even how to do it. Every time you get up, you keep running to another person who don't know how to do nothing in your direction. You get up, you go to another person. Let me make it real simple for some of y'all too. This is this is a jewel. Don't look for cereal in the meat aisle. Stop it. Stop. The whole supermarket is there for you to shop. The whole thing. The supermarket of life. But when you learn how to stop looking for cereal in a meat aisle, things will become much better. When you start knowing how to go to the cereal aisle to get cereal and the meat aisle to get meat. That's that balance, right? Because if you keep doing that, then you get what they call confusion. Picture if you seen that in the supermarket. Wouldn't you be like, this person confused? They crazy. So now think about if you're walking around and you don't know how to invest your mind into looking at the right places or the right, right spaces, then you'll be what? Crazy. So when you get with people like myself or Brian Tracy or Jack Ma owns, he's a Chinese guy, and he owns the equivalent to Yahoo in Korea, in China. Um, super billionaire, but he's constantly so humble about dropping the jewels of how to run a business and how to do these things. And you would never think that he has so many companies because he don't floss it and flaunt it, none of that stuff. But he, like myself, is a walking manifestation of impossibilities are possible. All right? Why? Because one, I'm from the hood. I don't got to get into the fact that I'm black. I'm from the hood, straight up, the block. And I grew up in mad different hoods. I talk slang, I talk blah, 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 all that. But I've taken my knowledge with business to the next level with my nature. See, most people, here's another way to make a smart investment in yourself. Stick to your nature. Stick to your nature. Stop going outside of your nature. And the number one way that people go outside of their nature is they talk outside of their rhythm. Unfortunately, I understand why. I understand why in the business world, most of the people run business or the business world the old way. And what is the old way? The old way is you have to impress me because you're going to be working for my company. You are going to be a representation of what I build and what I make. So you better you better look right, you better talk right, you better act right, you better dress right, walk right, everything, because you are a representation of my company, and that's the reason why I hired you, and I was scrutiny when I was all up in you. Today, totally different. That whole thing, gone. And that was the reason why people had to, they at the house. Hey mom, hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you know such and such came from Ball yesterday? Yeah, that was some tight stuff, right? Yeah, time to go to work. So what I was thinking about was I was actually trying. Listen, I'm not gonna go there again. I don't have no problem with people who talk in that rhythm. Now you don't gotta go to the job talking about, yo, son, word up. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make this bread, boss. Don't do that. Each one of those things are a representation of a character of consideration. Meet the balance. Meet the balance of a character of consideration. Meet the balance. Talk like you're meeting the balance. Meaning, I'm not going to come here and be unconsiderate to you, but be considerate to me. And now we'll have a balance. Because once I stop being who I am, the minute I have success with being that not who I am person, then I become somebody who leave the hood behind with no respect, no love, no giving back, none of that. And that's the reason why people they rock with me, because my whole lifestyle is about giving back. When I came out with Drew High, we did our thing, Duck Down. Smith and Wesson came out, and then Helter Skelter came out, and then Boot Camp, and then even after that, we had Kids in the Hall, and then we had everybody. You know, to this very day, we working with Young M.A. We don't believe, and she has Red Life. So we don't believe in it just being about ourselves. Why should we? It's irrelevant if you got all the information in your head, you don't give it out. So that takes us to the next, just the next line in that topic, which is color in business. Let me just tell y'all something real quick. Back in the days, that really was a huge issue when it came to initiating a business, right? Because you had to go in and do, like I just said, you had to impress people. You even some people would have to impress the LLC, the guys who Albany, when some people were just so stuck on trying to make people trying to meet their requirements of approval that they just never get a chance to put their talent so far ahead that it takes them to the next level. And that's the problem. So um, today there's no color in business. Do you know why? Because the only color computers see is the ones you program into it. So there is no color and when it comes to business today, right? Yeah, there's still places where you got the old bent back crooked guy from 1919 and all that in 1942 who's still um, running a corporation, and they're still the ones who are like, they're still the ones who are in charge. But those guys, Mr. Fabersham and Mr. Mortimer, and those guys they're dying off, And the new guys, this is what the new boss looks like, because the computers have no requirement except for production. Computers could care less what you look like. They could care less what you sound like. They don't care. Only thing that computers care about is that you get the job done. That's all they care about. Software just wants to work. So if you're you know, and don't take this personal. I'm just giving I'm giving examples. So um, if you have like this fat guy named Henry, fat guy who can't get off the couch, who don't want to go anywhere, he should exercise. But if that's where he's at and he's doing his job from there and he's making things happen, then he should be okay. Um, yeah, it's becoming nighttime, right? So if he's doing that, then he should be okay. If someone is, just say, 16 years old, they're not old enough to actually walk into certain places and get a job, but they have this talent that is so incredible that once they put it together and put it on the internet, it explodes and creates a scalable model for them. And 5 years later, um, you know, they go from 15 to 20, they're millionaires at the age of 20. All right. And people say, well, I want to be a millionaire. Right? Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Um, you're not going to be a millionaire by working on a day-to-day basis. Right? There's people out there who tit for tat. I don't want to go tit for tat. So when I say you won't be a millionaire by working, there's places you can become a millionaire by working, but working extra hard. All right, and it don't just mean physical. Working extra hard might mean in your mental. There's people who have knowledge of stocks, of how the stock market work, the difference, but how Nasdaq work. You know, um, there's people who really can understand how the stock exchange works, and when it's a bull market, and when it's a bear market. So there's people who understand that, and they may understand that at a very young age. And today, that's what's up. That's what we building. We're building a virtual reality within reality, because you couldn't get virtual reality without somebody physically putting it in there. Okay, so um, and an example of, well, how about this? More than an example, right? There's people who want to know, well, Buck, tell me, give me something. Stop, don't give me the usual of what the average person will do, which is just shoot a bunch of motivational speaking, not to say crap, but they don't give you anything solid, right? So just say you're a person who wants something that's tangible to take you to the next level. All right. This next line that we're covering right here is called the formula. And anytime you do something, I've said it plenty of times, there's a formula needed. You can't make oatmeal without what? Water and heat. You can put butter on it or whatever. That's up to you. But water and heat is pretty much the elements that you need to make oatmeal. All right? And you put those together, and that's the formula for good oatmeal. Um, the same thing goes for chocolate chip cookies. You need chocolate chips, and then you need the cookie. Everything needs a formula. So once you learn your particular formula, then you'll be able to activate yourself. Everybody doesn't have the same formula, okay? It's all hustle. Anytime somebody is out there and they going, I could do this and I can make this happen for all you guys. Crap. What I could make happen is I can give all each and every one of you the ability to look inside yourself and pull out what you have individually and turn that into a treasure. Okay? Because there are too many people that will sell you crap. And that's the reason why we're going to be doing these sessions. These episodes of Common Knowledge is all about showing you that common sense is the key to life. All right? Common sense. So I also teach people that in the formula, right? I also teach people how to understand the three-point system that I use to make everything and anything happen. I always use my three-point system, right? And I'll give you a little bit of it right now, right? The three-point system that you have to understand is understand that everything moves in a three-point motion, and when you get into your particular business, you'll be able to figure it out and move. So if you have morning, noon, and night, right? That's the day. And then when you put all that together, then you'll understand how what they call a day's pass. When you take a step and you go and you see the heel and you see the arch and you see the tip, right? That's how you walk. How about the most important thing that takes the three-point system? Mom, dad, and kid, right? Some will also use knowledge, wisdom, understanding. But let me tell you exactly the reason why once you understand this in business, it's over. It's a wrap, right? In business, you have three steps. You have the point, you have the product, right? Or the project. You have the market or the marketing, and then you have the consumer or the customer or the user. Bottom line, they're the same guy with different names. Once you understand the product, the market, and the customer, that's it. That's the bottom line. Everything is there. Now, all of the crap that people try to sell you as far as what I can do and what can happen and how we can make it happen and consulting 101 and I can turn your business into the next level and I'm basically the best in business management and while consultant campaign will make this happen with a collection of sponsors, we'll put revenue ads out of the frame. That's all a part of this one little in the middle. I don't mean this. I'm sorry, y'all. It just happened this way. Because I look, what you want me to do? I can do it this way, but yeah, but 1, 2, and 3, somehow I'll do it down. But the bottom line is all that's a part of the marketing. It's a part of the middle. All right? And when you look at a market is a place where people buy, sell, and trade. Right? There goes that three-point system again. Buy, sell, trade. So once you understand that, you'll understand that in the market where people buy, sell, and trade, it's a bunch of people literally walking and moving around. And the best person is the guy who has the ability to grab one of those people and say, here's what I can do for you. Here's what I can make happen. Here's what you can get. Here's where you can go. And the customer will say, I believe you. I like that. I want that. Let's do it. That's a guy who's mastered the art of marketing or the art of sales, okay, and technology, right? Isn't that crazy? So pardon me. Once again, this is our first episode. We definitely will be a little bit more on point. I said a little bit on point next time. All right. My guy, Blue Flame, is on the side and the back is Star. So I'm really enjoying this. And before okay, my guy said he needed to pay those triple threats. No, don't worry. We're going to get into the businesses that Mr. Buck is in right now. But I just wanted you to understand that there's a formula. My formula is a three-point step formula. I'm sorry. If you want to know more about my formula, make sure you tune in next time. I'll give you the link to where you can actually learn more about that formula. I also sell books. I also have, certain pamphlets and books for sale and stuff like that. Or you'll be able to click the link below to check some of the stuff that I have for you. I always wanted to say that. Always, always wanted to say that. Hey, listen, guys. I've given you some. If you want to know more, click the link below. Only thing is, I'm giving you real stuff. Those guys will talk you to death, tell you how you can be rich. You ever wonder why you don't work so hard? You ever wonder why you just stress and you're not making the money that you could be making? I have the formula to make you absolutely rich. You'll be making $1,000 a day guaranteed following my formula. My guaranteed formula. Did I? No one uses the word guarantee in business, and they don't use the word easy. Watch out for those people. Um, but on the last note, how many of you people out there don't know what you're doing? You don't know what to do. You don't have no talent. You don't know what you feel like you want to do in the future. Do you have a lot of stuff on your mind? If you do, write it down. You got a lot of stuff on your mind, a lot of stress, good, confusion, write it down. And when you write it down, 9 times out of 10, when you write it down, you'll go back and you'll look at it and you'll say, wow, so many other people could relate to this same stuff that I've been writing in my pages. That becomes a book. And some people are so good at writing books, and other people are just good at writing stories, and other people are just good at having stories. But either way, if you don't know what to do, how to do, like just write it down. That's it. Just start by saying, yo, you know what? Let me write down everything. That's one of the things Buck told me to do. He didn't tell me where to direct my talent because I don't know it. He just said, write the stuff down. Today I had a bad day. Don't you know this girl Lisa was driving me crazy. Today my boss, I wanted to just choke him. Da, 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 da. Just write it all down. And then eventually there's other people who are gonna look at that and say, I wanted to choke my boss too. I just like the way you said it. And then you have a little business because now you can just keep that going, keep that going. So, I'll teach you about the 4-step formula and that'll bring out yours. Now, the future of business. Where's business going in the future? Well, like I said, we're the new face of business. Not the guys that's sitting up there and they squishy and turkey and everything has to be perky and, right? Because businesses are based on the computer, internet, and everything else. So there is no color and all that stuff, like I said before. So a guy that's working a corporation, doing incredibly well, making $1 million a year, is sitting in Starbucks having a colada on, the counter while his company is making, high residuals like that. Um, and those companies are being born more and more and more every day. And it's the reason why those old brick and mortar companies are dying. They're dying because they have to pay rent. They have to do this. They have to pay salaries and tax. It just go up and up. And they used to beat you in the head by making you pay that high price. Then somebody comes along like Blue and says, you know what? I can give you this for 3 times as less as that. And first people on the internet was like, I don't trust that. I don't want to wear it. I don't want to touch it. I don't know if it's real. Then once we got used to that, it's a wrap now. We don't want to do anything else but shop on the internet. Um, so the future of business is going to be born on the computers. The future of business is going to be, born with guys like myself. Um, and the one last question I'm going to ask y'all, because most of the people say, well, I've been looking at everybody else. I see all these different rappers. I see all these different entertainers. They always tell me this. They always tell me that. They always tell me how I can be this. What do you want? What do you want? When you go to sleep at night, what is it that you want? Don't wake up in the morning and start listening to what everybody else saying. You start nodding your head, talking about mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What is it that you want? Because if you want something, bring it out. And your best friends, cousins, family, whoever it is, if they really support you, then they're gonna support that. I don't care how silly it sounds. I don't care how crazy it is. If they rock with you and they really support you, then they're gonna be behind your back. And one of the biggest fuels of yes is no, right? How could yes fuel itself? Yes, yeah. You need a no to fuel a yes, right? And that's one of the most important things that people got to recognize. Look, I spoke on this last time. I got to give Lil Wayne his props. I said that because I recognize that he is getting to a place where he, um, he's getting to a place where he feels comfortable enough to say, I'm stepping away from the microphone. I'm no longer doing music right now. I'm not putting out albums with Cash Money. Lil Wayne is an artist, a rapper. For all you people that have been put under rock and don't know who Lil Wayne is, Cash Money. Um, I heard Lil Wayne make that statement and I was so shocked. But it gave me influence because I would never sit there and say I'm not making music no more. No, 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 no. But because it's in me. But how do you take time to really bring this next level of character out? We not built with just one character. We as humans are built with so much different talent within us and character. And that's the reason why I said reach in. That's why I didn't say go out. I said reach in because all of those things are inside of you. You know it because when you wake up or when you go to sleep, you think of them, right? It's natural for you to think of your stuff before you go to sleep, right? And that's your main talent waiting to be like, yo, I'm here. Can you just pull me out? And so it goes back. And I'm definitely gonna get into some shout outs because the people is they're like it's going crazy right now. But I say respect to him because it took me some time to say that to you guys to say I gotta find a way. I gotta find a way to give y'all the guy who made Buckshot, right? I'm Kenyatta Blake, Mr. Buck, Kenyatta Shabazz Blake. I am the guy who made Buckshot. All right. Um, this morning I was looking at something. I'm not sure what it was. I think it was how ants eat or drag something. I can't remember what it was because that happened over there in the spot. Like, um, but they used to call me Buckshot the Mighty Scientist. That was my first. Uh, that was one of my first names. Before it was Buckshot Shorty, before it was the Buckshot Specialist, it was Buckshot the Mighty Scientist. And I know Five was probably bugging when you're gonna check this out, but it's because my mind, I'm so scientifical. That's the way my mind particularly thinks, and th- those are the those are the formulas of what makes me who I am. So Kenyatta Blake makes Buckshot. Not Buckshot don't make Kenyatta Blake. And Kenyatta Blake is a very smart person. And Buckshot is a very smart person too because I created all of these different businesses and all of these different apparatuses and everything. But Kenyatta Blake is the person who knows how to life coach and business coach. And we could take it from anywhere, from the Quran to the Bible. We could take it wherever you want to call it, wherever you want to go, right? We could take it to Genesis chapter 1, or we could take it to Suratul Bakra, right? That's the surah of the cow for those who know what that means. I'm not going to get into that. Um, but that's the person who created Buckshot. And like I said, I had to take time away from Black Moon and Buckshot in order to go on this journey, you know, to bringing y'all what y'all need. I know is what y'all need because I'm looking out there. Nobody's giving y'all this stuff. Nobody. Nobody is constantly taking their time out to say, here's what you do, here's how you do it, and if you need any more information, call me, come to me, I'll be around, no problem. I don't see that. So that's the reason why we created this platform. And again, I thank the people that's joining me right now, and all the people that appreciate my music, because I see a lot of people that they do that. You're gonna get that. You know, whenever you do a live show like me as an artist, more people will primarily call in or chime in, shout out, you know, some of the albums that you've done and stuff like that. And I appreciate that, you know, to the fullest, man. Y'all could have been sitting there remembering Jiffy Cornbread and don't even know what I made last year, 2 years ago, or nothing. All you know is there's some guy with glasses that's talking my ear off, and I want to go burn me a bag of loud. No, but seriously, and again, that's the reason why, you know, I came to this level of comfortability. That's the reason why, yeah, I could be stiff, I could be programmed, I've been doing this stuff for 26 years. You know how to come in production. You know I know how to set an atmosphere. I know how to fool you. I could put the white screen, blue screen, green screen. I could do it all. That's not you sitting in your crib right now that I'm particularly giving this message to today. Now, tomorrow it might be different. Tomorrow we might have a podium. Tomorrow we might have a green screen, a blue screen. But I want you guys to understand that it's okay if you're not perfect. Don't worry about it. Because you'll become that person that is closer to your perfection than anybody else's. Stop worrying about other people. You get, and me and my brothers that's around me and the ones that we talk with every day and the brothers that we understand that. That's the reason why we so cool with each other. You get me? The people that I work with in the music industry, they respect me because of that same principle. Okay? So um so lastly, um speaking about the businesses that a lot of people, I wouldn't say that they don't feel that they can get into, but I would say that they're not influenced. And that's one of the reasons why I put myself out there. Most people know about Duck Down Music and stuff like that. We also got the Triple Threat sneaker. It's a hip hop series. All right? It's a hip hop series, and it's a series dedicated to all of the hip hop fans out there. We got the Naughty by Nature, we got the Onyx. Um, Let me see if I can get this for you. Hip hop, baby. Nothing perfect. All right. It's my man Naughty by Nature, Vin Rock, Tretch, KG. You already know what it is. Hip hop hooray. All right. Now I'm down with OPP. Feel me? I'm down with OPP. That's why it's sitting right there on the couch. Cause I'm down. But the people know the Triple Threat in the community. So you know if you definitely have one of your favorite artists and maybe you want to see him on the shoot, you know they can chime in. They can hit us up trplthreat.com. Go to our website. Check out all the product that we got on there. Write down one of your favorite artists and just let us know. Let us know which one that you want us to put on your shoe, and we'll be happy to collect all that information, and hopefully we'll have it on there. One of my next projects that we have coming out is what you've been seeing on the screen the whole time. Now, this glows in the dark. This is what they call a buck bomb, okay? So we have the buck bongs apparatus by Peacemakers, and I'm a smoker, okay? Yes, I'm an advocate for medical marijuana, and medical marijuana is a real big thing to me physically because it's something that I use physically for my therapy. And it's real. It's not a joke. It's not like so because it's real. I decided to take it worldwide. I decided to say, you know what? Let me be an advocate for medical marijuana and the things that come with it and the benefits that come with it. And being a smoker, first thing I know what you need to smoke, right? Because there's a lot of apparatuses out there, and I would not recommend smoking on them at all, right? There's Chinese people who make them synthetically. They don't care what they put in it, on it, and everything else. So the buck bongs, the buck apparatus, the Kazili, this right here is the Kazili, and then we have the one shots right here as well. And those products will be coming out real soon as well. Um, oh yeah, definitely. Um, so those products will be coming out soon. So make sure y'all just keep in tune with me. I'll always be doing a buckshot pop up hour as well. So there's times when I just pop up and shout out some of my people, and if you pop up with me, you'll happen to be the guy that get a shout out. But lastly, I gotta say this because somebody just tuned in. Okay, here you go. All right, this is this is silicone. All right, so with, huh? Oh, I don't even. Oops. It's. You said his hair. Look, look, girl. Okay, I don't know whose hair was on here. Okay, but I promise I didn't do it. Like it wasn't me. Like straight up, straight up. David, David Peskin. Shout out Samir Miranda. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Eric Manifest Johnson. Shout out Ellen Gold. Ooh, Goodlow. Nothing is worse when I mistake your name. But again, this is the new silicone product right here. It's unburnable. Okay, you can actually set fire to these things and nothing will happen at all. Now, if you look at this, let me put this to the side. Now these are the new buckshot right here. They call these the buckshots. Okay, the reason why they call these the buckshots is because when you blow your medical marijuana smoke into this end and you blow it out that end, whoever's on the other end, they'll catch a buckshot. And I would not recommend doing that. I would not, especially if you smoke loud. That'll really hurt you. And that's not a game. But one of the best things about the buckshot right here, like me, I'm a small guy. So what you can do is, okay, you just wrap that up in your hand, especially for some of the medical marijuana smokers out there who may run into the D's. You just, yeah, you just get rid of it. Like, oh snap, here go the D's. Yeah. So, um, but, and let me just show these guys. We have now all these products glow in the dark. So I want y'all to know that first and foremost. They all glow in the dark. So if you have some and you get lost, just put those, cut off the light, and you'll see that. You can actually take, well, yeah, they glow in the dark, and you can actually, if you have, as a matter of fact, let me show you something, okay? This is the buck bowl right here, okay? This is another object, okay? This is the buck bowl, okay? So, and as you see, these, yeah, there you go. You might want to see it. There you go. See, you see, you can't see me, but you can see the buck bong right here, right? There you go. How many of y'all want one of these? Huh? How many of y'all want one of a buck bong? You can't see me at all, but you can see one of them bongs, right? How about this one? How about the Gazelle, right? And you know what's dope about this? You can turn the light on. If you don't pay your bill, get 5 of these. You feel me? Go to the store, right? Buy 5 of my buckshot Gazelles, 1 buck bowl, okay, and 1 or 3 buck bombs. You might need 3 of those. Your living room might be kind of big. So you go buy you a few of those, and there you go. There goes the light bill, my friend. Gone. So as we leave up on that note, I want to shout out my girl Star, who is definitely my production assistant, and she's been helping me out. And shout out to my boy Blue Flame, who's going to be joining us on the next production. Shout out to BGE Production, one of the dopest production companies out there, period. And I don't care. I know you guys constantly say BGE has the most women around them. It's okay. Women love good business, and that's the reason why. So till next time, this is your boy, Mr. Buck. Make sure you join us on the next hour of Common Knowledge, where you know what? We don't know what's going to happen. See ya then. Peace.